Yeah. Hello, everyone. We will be starting in 2-3 minutes. Let the people join, and then we can start. Yeah. So meanwhile, the people who have joined, can you please start? Can you in the chat? Can you please write the name of your colleges uh, uh, and the year you are studying in the college? In which year you are studying in the college? I want to know my viewers. Okay, there is someone from first year DPU college. There's someone from DY Patil college. Okay, there is someone from NIT Kurukshetra. There Ankit is from CR Polytechnic College. We have someone from SRM Delhi College. Yeah. So we have people from SKIT Jaipur. We also have people who have graduated in 2017. Okay, that's great to hear. We also have people who are studying in 11th and 12th standard. Okay, okay. We have people from KIIT Bhubaneswar, Gurugram University, Islamic University of Science and Technology, Kashmir. Okay, okay. So, yeah, so we have people from different colleges joined the live stream. Now, I think we have around 50 people. Okay, so I'll start the introduction. So, before I jump into the course, right, I would give a brief intro about myself. Uh, yeah, so my name is Vaibhav Gupta, and I work as software developer in Nutanix. I have been working in Nutanix Bangalore for last 2 years, and before that, I have also worked in other companies. I have worked in Oracle Cloud, and I have also worked in PayPal for almost a year. Uh, and I graduated from BITS Pilani in 2017. I did my BE honors from BITS Pilani in 2017 in computer science. So I have almost 4 years of experience working in this tech industry, and I have worked with three companies till now: PayPal, Oracle, and Nutanix. Uh, okay, yeah. So I have been working with Python for almost 2 years now. So I have decent amount of experience working with Python language, right? So before we go and jump into the course, I would like to introduce you uh, about Devsnest. Okay, so I don't know how many of you have seen the website of Devsnest. So let me take you to the website of Devsnest and show you the website and what we are building and why we are building, right? So if you see the website, right now, the web the we are building. So first question is what we are building, right? So we are a group of people who have worked in different tech companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Flipkart, etc. So we are building a platform for where students, teachers, and mentor come together, and our teachers and mentors will be teaching the students to get the skills and become a proper software developer. And we are building a peer learning platform wherein the mentors will be joining Devsnest and getting the required skills such as they will be learning the backend development, they will be learning the front end development, they will be learning data structures and algorithm, they will be learning system design. So these are the skills that are required for anyone graduating from an engineering college to get into a startup or any product based company, right? So the second question is why we are doing that, right? So why we are doing that is because we believe that there are a lot of software engineers, sorry, lot of students who are graduating from tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, but they don't get a proper ecosystem where they learn these skills that I just told you. They don't get a proper ecosystem where they can learn the where they can become a full stack developer, where they can learn competitive coding, or where they can learn system design. So what we are offering you is we are offering you a 6 to 8 month course. Yes, so this would be a 6 to 8 month course, and the exciting thing about the course is that this course is completely free. Yes, so we are offering this course for free, and we will be so the detail of the course looks like this. From week 1 to week 10 we will be covering the basic programming and DSA. We have people from Amazon and Microsoft and different companies where who will teach you the programming and DSA, competitive coding, etc. Then we will be covering backend from week 11 to 17. So this is a very rough breakdown of the course, but all in all you will be we will be teaching you everything to become a full stack developer, right? So we will be teaching you back end, front end, and then we will also be teaching you the skills to prepare you for interview preparation. Along with that we will be teaching you system design and CS fundamentals, and at the end of the course you will be having many mock interviews from the people who are already associated with this tech industries for many years. So we have associated with these people who will be guiding you, who will be providing you career counseling sessions. They will be helping you to make your resume and the cover letter. Along with that they will also refer you to their companies if they have openings, and we will also help you to get the job. And the attractive thing about this is we are doing it completely for free. We are not charging you anything, right? So I think this covers this covers the information about Devsnest, right? And did I tell you that we are also active on Discord? So I'll show you the Discord server that we are active on. uh, okay, yeah. So if you see right here, we have a Discord server. In the description of the this YouTube video, I'll put in the server link also. You can go to that link and join our server. So we have a community of around 2,000 people on this Discord server, where the students are interacting with each other and learning new technologies day by day. They are not learning only the tech skills, they are also learning few other skills like leadership qualities, they are also developing communication skills. So if you see, we have this voice channel called English speaking voice channel. So every day at the evening students meet and they communicate in English. We give them a topic where they meet with each other and communicate in English on that topic. We have a working bot here. Yeah, so if you see, we have a working bot here where you can do many things. I'll just give you a demo. So if you type dn help here, right, it will show you all the commands that that this bot will respond to. Say if you want to solve a question, right? You just give this command dn fetch. This will serve you, this command will give you all the category of questions that we have. Now suppose you want to solve a question on arrays. You just need to type dn fetch arrays, right? So this will give you, so we have actually put lot of focus to list down these questions from lead code. uh, these are the questions which are mostly asked in any uh, in interview of any product based company. So what you need to do is, you have the question, you can go and solve the question. After you solve the question, you can mark the status as done. Okay, so we have lot of commands that we have lot of features in this bot. And day by day we are increasing these features. Along with that, we are also developing our website where you can enroll in our website for the course. We are going to release this that feature in the next week, right? So this is a brief overview of our Discord server. Okay. So yeah, so okay, so I have given you overview of the Devsnest website and our Discord server. Now let me take you to the course structure, and then we will jump into the into the Python language, introduction to Python, and we will be solving the questions on the concepts that we will be learning today, right? So the agenda of the course is, first of all, the course begins today at 8 p.m. and it will end on 5th of March. Okay, there will be no classes on weekends, and the classes will be we will be having classes daily at 8 p.m. on YouTube, right? And let me take you to the course structure. Yeah. So we have a very detailed course structure in which we will be covering each and every topic in Python. At the end of the session, I will be solving a question on the topic that I have taught you. After the session, I'll also give you a take home assignment. For today's assignment, I'll be posting the link of the assignment in the YouTube video description. But from the day two, you can get the assignment from the Discord bot, right? So after I cover the topics in Python, be also having uh, we will also be covering the basic algorithms like binary search, hashing, and sorting, and we will be doing few questions around that using the Python language. On the final day, we will be developing a game, Hangman. So I'll give you an assignment on this game, and we will discuss the code for Hangman on the final day. So if you look at the course is very detailed. We are not only teaching Python, we are also teaching basic algorithms in these 10 days, and also covering basic game development, right? So that's about the course. Okay. Now let's jump to what is Python. Okay. Yeah. So anyone has any questions till now? I'll just look at the chat section. So someone is asking if this class will be recorded. Yes, this class will be recorded, and we will be posting the link also. Okay. I don't think there are any questions till now. Okay. So let me start the Python course now. So first, let's start with what is Python, right? So Python is an object-oriented interpreted language. Okay, so this Python can run on any operating system. It can run on Windows, it can run on Mac OS, it can run on Linux, or it can run on any other operating system also. It is named after this cult comedy show, a British comedy show that premiered in 1965, around 1965. This Monty Python's Flying Circus. Many people think that it is named after a snake python, but that's not the case. Okay. Uh, Python is a very powerful language. It supports all the data types such as numbers and strings. It also supports many more complex data types such as lists and dictionaries and tuples, which we will be seeing as we go along the course. It also supports several programming paradigms such as procedural programming, functional programming, object-oriented programming. That also we will see as we go along the course, the difference between all these and why do we have these kind of these different programming paradigms. Okay, okay. So data in Python, right? That is not strong. That is strongly typed. So that means if you're adding a number to a string, it will give you an error. Or if you are adding two different data types, it will give you an error, right? And it is also dynamically typed. That means you don't need to basically declare the variable like you do in C or C++. When you are coding in C or C++, you have to write int a or float b or char c. That is not the case with Python. You can just write a equals to 3 or a equals to hello world, right? So that means that Python is a dynamically typed language, right? And it is one of the three official languages that is used in Google, and it is one of the top three languages that is used in the industry till right now. It is very old language which was developed in around 1990s. And yeah, so right now I will be teaching you Python 3. I will not be teaching you Python 2. Python 2 is the support for Python 2 is not there. The Python 2 support went down in 2019. I will be teaching you Python 3. Python 3 came in around 2013, right? And the main thing that I wanted to tell you is that Python 3 is not backward compatible with Python 2. So if you have a program that is running in Python 3, that is written using Python 3, and if you have interpreter that is of Python 2, the program will not work, right? So make sure if you have Python 3 interpreter installed on your machine, you are using the syntax for Python 3 and not Python 2. Okay, yeah, cool. So, how many of you have already know coding? Is there anyone who has not used IDE before? People, can you please write in the chat? Okay. So for this course, I would be using an IDE called PyCharm. Okay, there are people who have not used IDE before. Okay, there are a lot of people. Uh, okay, there are some people who use Sublime Text. Okay, no issues. Okay, so okay, so to work with Python, I would suggest you install an IDE on your machine. You can install PyCharm, or you can install Visual Studio. There are multiple IDEs available in the market. You can install any of them. Okay, so the steps would be: first you need to install a Python 3 on your local machine. After you have installed Python 3 on your local machine, you need to install an IDE, right? Any code editor that you like. Uh, and after you install the code editor, you have to link that Python version with your project. So you create a new project, and after creating that new project, you have to tell your IDE that for this project I will be using this Python version, right? So for this course, I am using Python 3.6. I think, no, I'm using Python 3.8. If you see here, at the bottom right corner, you will see that I am using Python 3.8 for this course. Okay. So in the chat, I see people are asking that how do we download Python 3, right? So it's very simple. You can just go to Google and see the steps, right? uh, it's nothing very it's not difficult. The Python is available for all the operating system. You can just go and Google the steps to download Python 3 on your local. Okay. Yeah, cool. So let me okay, yeah. Anyone has any questions till now? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I don't see any questions right now on the chat. Okay, so let's start and run our first program in the Python. The first program, as usual, I would be running a hello world. So this, I will be running the hello world. So you have the program here. So what you do is, let me just delete this file and show you from the scratch. Okay, so what you do is you click on this, right click, new file, and you name it as hello world.py. Okay, now I'll just type print hello world. Okay, so if I run this, you'll see the output in the console, hello world. Okay. Okay. Now, for the today's session, I would be covering strings in Python. I would explain you all the operations that we can do with the strings in Python. Then I'll solve a question on string. After that, I'll give you an assignment that you can do after the session ends. Okay. So let's jump to strings now. Okay. So, what are strings? So strings are anything that you write in double quotes or single quotes, right? So if you see, right, uh, let me just give you a very basic example. So the first example that I already gave you was hello world. Hello world was a string that I wrote in double quotes, and when I ran it, it printed in the console, right? So okay, so let's take this example. Okay, so if you see here, right, I am including a double quotes inside a single quote, right? If I run this, yeah, so it will print. We can even it will print this statement. We can even include quotes in strings, right? Okay, so let me do it like this. Now if if I am already using the double quotes, see it, and inside the double quoted string, if I need to include double quotes here, see it is giving the compilation error, right? So we will see in the next section in after 2 minutes how to handle these cases. Okay, so let's leave it like this. Okay, now yeah, now just let's do a very basic example. Hello, and let's take the input from the user. Okay, now we will print this. Okay, cool. So to take an input from the user, you need to use this function input, and whatever you type in the arguments, that would be printed in the console. Let's give a colon here and a space. Now run. See, it will print hello webhoof. Okay. Now we want to give a space here between hello and webhoof. Let's give a space. Okay. See, now it prints hello space webhoof, right? So yeah, so that covers this covers this is the very basic concept that I've covered here, that how do you print a string, how do you work with strings in Python. Now I showed you this example, right, where we wanted to, yeah, where we wanted to include double quotes inside a double quoted string. So if I give a double quote here, right, it will give it was giving you a compilation error. Now let's see how do we handle these cases. Okay, okay. Now so the okay. Anyone has questions till now? Okay, okay. I don't think there is any question. People are asking me how do you create a new project in the ID? Okay. It's very simple. You go to file and you click on new project and you give the name of your project. It will create a new project in your IDE. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So now let's see how do you. So if I want to give enter into my string. So suppose if I want to split my string uh, at I mean end of the line. I don't want my string to be on the same line. I want the string on the multiple lines. So how do I print it? So there is something called escape characters. uh, uh, in any programming language, this is a very general concept of escaping the characters, right? So what do you do is you type print hello. Suppose I want hello and world in the different lines. I'll use slash n and then I will type world, right? I'll run this. See, it will print hello and world in the different lines. Okay. Similar to this, you can use an escape character to okay, let's take that example that we had in the previous uh, this example. So uh, if I'm using double quotes here, right, then what I have to do is I have to escape this double quote by using the slash. Okay, now if I run it, it will run fine. See, now it is running fine. Okay, yeah, okay, there are no questions. Okay, okay. Similar to this, the way I have escaped slash n, right, you can also give tab using slash t. Okay, so I'll just run this also. See, we have tab spaced difference between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay, let me just comment this now. Okay. Uh, so okay, there's this. So in the previous example, I have used slash n to print the line into print a particular text into different lines. If you don't want to use slash n, what you can do is you can also uh, use triple quotes and then you can have your text in different lines. Now if I run this program, it will give you the same output as it would have been, it would have given you when you have used slash n, right? If you see, now it is splitted over multiple lines. Okay, now if you escape this, right, I want to escape this, I'll use a backslash. Now if you see, the output, the line would be printed in the same, the text would be printed in the same line because I have escaped it. Okay, cool. Okay, now okay, so suppose you want to print the path, one path, you have the directory path and you want to print this path. So anyone can answer me if this will run fine. I have a path in my local C users, this this word Timbu Chalaka and notes.txt. Okay, I want to print it. So does anyone know what would be the, what would this print? Okay, so through this example, what I wanted to tell you is the slash u is a character in Python, right? Slash t is also a escape character in Python. Slash n is also a character which is enter in Python. So this will not work. What you need to do is, if I run this program, right, it will not print what I wanted to print, right? Uh, See, it is giving an error, that Unicode error. So slash u is a so there are Unicodes and characters in any programming language. So when you type slash u, that means the string after that is a Unicode string. We will learn what is a Unicode string and what is a ASCII string in the later course. But what I wanted to tell you is that doing this will not work. What you have to do is you have to escape the character here. Now I am escaping here using a backslash. Okay, see, now it works fine. Okay, cool. So we have covered the basic program on Hello World, our first program. Then we have covered very basics of strings. We have covered the escape character. Now let's go and see how do you add two strings, or yeah, yeah. So suppose you want to you have two words, name equals to Webhof, first name equals to Webhof, and just give it in a double quotes. Okay, now you want to print this, right? So what you do is you just do fname plus lname. Okay, and when you run this, it will print Webhof Gupta, right? You can give a space here, right? Okay, so in this way you can concatenate two strings. Suppose you want to print Webhof multiple times. Say you want to print Webhof this fname 5 times. What do is you just do print fname into 5. So if you see, this will be printed 5 times. Okay. If you want to see there, if there is a substring inside the string, what you do is you just print uh, aip in fname. Okay. Okay, so say it will print true or false. If this substring exists in the string, it will print true. If I change it to something else, it will print false. Okay, cool. So just let me see if there are any other questions. Okay. Okay, there is someone asking what does slash means. Okay. So as I told you that there are certain characters, like if you want to if you want a new line in your in your program, or if in your text, so what you do is there are certain characters that you need to use a slash n. So that slash is basically an escape character that you have to use. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's move to the next program now. Okay. Yeah. So in this program we will see how do we format the strings. Okay. uh, Let me take this example. Okay, I'll just remove. Okay, sorry. Yeah, cool. So I'll just remove this. Okay. So I'm running a for loop here. We will cover loops and in the in the next sessions. For loop, control statements, while loop in the next sessions. For now, you understand that this will run a loop from 1 to 13. uh, and So here I am using this curly brace in 0. So that means this I will take the value, the I value will come here, and this is an exponent operator. 2 star is an exponent operator, that is I to the power 2. This is I to the power 3, right? So this the value of this will come here, the value of this will come here, right? So if I run this, see, it is printing, it is running a loop from 1 to 12, and it is printing the value one by one. So for number 1 squared is 1 and cubed is 1, number 2 squared is 4 and cubed is 8, right? So if I want to format this, so if you see that this is not correctly formatted, right? The numbers are not formatted correctly. So if I want to format this, what I would do is I will use this colon 2 here. So this is the width that I want to give. I want to give a width of 2. Here I want to give a width of 3. Here I want to give a width of 4. Okay. Now I'll just run this. See, now it is properly aligned. Okay. Yeah. Now say if I want to, so now if you see, right, this is these numbers are aligned to the right. If I want to align to the left, what I do is I'll just give this less than operator here. Now if you see that this second column is aligned to the left, versus if I don't use this, you'll see that it is aligned to the right. Okay. So in this way you can format the strings, right? You can use a greater than symbol to align to the right, but by default it is always aligned to the right, so you don't need to use the symbol. What if you want to align this to the center? What you do is you need to use this symbol, the power symbol. See, now this is aligned to the center. Okay. Yeah, cool. So anyone has any questions till now? Okay. Okay, there are no questions till now. Okay, cool. Cool. So now we will move to the last topic of today's session. After this last topic, what we'll do is we'll solve a question. and then I'll give you an assignment for you to solve solve at home. Okay. So in Python 3 we have something called f strings. Uh, so these f strings are used to basically, if you have a variable in variable, if you want to print, concatenate a variable with a string in your Python, you use this f string. What? So let me take this example. Suppose you have a variable called age, okay, and you have something called name equals to webhof, okay. Now you want to print name is, suppose you want to use this variable here, right? So suppose I use, if I give it like this, give a space here, okay. Now if I run this, right, you will see that it gives an error, because here what we are doing is, name is a string, this is a string, so this is a string and we are adding a string to a integer variable, right? So I told you in the starting of the session that Python is a strongly typed language. That means if you're adding two different types, Python will give a runtime error, okay. Here it is giving a type error, that means that you cannot concatenate a string with an integer, okay. Now how do you handle these scenarios? Okay, for this you have something called f strings in Python. This is a new concept that has been introduced in Python 3, which was not there in Python 2. Okay, so what you do is you just do, and you give, so any variable that you want to give, you can just give in this curly brace. Okay, now if you run this, see, it will be printing the correct thing. There is no error now. Okay, so this is one way of printing. The second way of printing would be that I have told you in the last program, using dot format. Okay, uh, you could have used a dot format also. You could have used this and this, then dot format age. Okay, so you can give 0 here. Okay, see, dot format also works. Okay, now there is third way also. In that third way, what you do is, you give this symbol here. So you will just give percentage s here. So percentage s is for strings, percentage d is for digit numbers and digits. Percentage, what was that, age. Okay, so if I run this, it prints. So it will, this percentage s would be replaced. Okay, this is a digit, right? So I should give d. Okay, so this percentage d would be replaced by the actual age variable. Okay, so that is how you concatenate a variable with a string in Python. Okay, you can also use, in the format string, you can also use actual, basically, suppose if I wanted to use an expression here, that uh, 24, yeah. So you can actually directly use this number here. You don't need to only use a variable, you can also use a number here inside. It gives the same result. Okay, I think this is clear. Okay, cool. Now we'll move to the question. Okay, cool. Okay. So the question is, there are two people, Kevin and Stuart, who are playing a game called the Minion game, and both the players are given the same string S, and both the players have to make substrings using the letters of the string S. Stuart has to make words starting with consonants, and Kevin has to make words starting with vowels. The game will end when both players have made all the possible substrings. Uh, these are the rules of the game, and the scoring looks like this: a player gets a +1 point for each occurrence of the substring in the string S. So suppose if you have a string S equal to banana, and Kevin is the one who is making the word starting with vowels. So if he makes this word ANA, since ANA occurs twice in banana, see it occurs here ANA, and then it occurs here also. He'll get 2 points, right? Uh, so if you look at the diagram, Stuart can make these words starting from consonants, and Kevin can make these words starting from vowels, right? So the total point at the end of the game for Stuart would be 12, and for Kevin it would be 9, right? Since if you see A is occurring three times, right? Here, here, and here, so he gets 3 points. AN is occurring two times, AN here and AN here. He is getting 2 points here, right? The only catch here is Stuart has to make the string starting with consonant, and Kevin has to make a string starting with vowel. Okay, so the question is clear, right? Okay, now we want to code this question. Okay, so let's code this. Okay, so if you see, right, uh, any string starting from this index, say I take the index 1. So I have not explained you about the indexes in the session. So the string is made of is a sequence of characters, right? So this character is at the index 0, this character is at the index 1, this character is at the index 2. So the concept is same across all the programming languages. It's just that in some programming language this can be index 1, in C, C++, Java, Python this is always index 0. Okay, so if you see, the number of strings that can be formed from index 1 would be, uh, the this character is itself, then an, then ana, then anan, and this one, right? So how many strings are there? One, two, three, 4, and 5. Okay, so that would be the length of the string minus the index. So length of the string is 6 and the index is 1, so 6 minus 1. Okay, so 5, you can make 5 strings starting from A, which is at index 1. Okay, so we will be using the same logic here to code this program. I hope the logic is clear. Now I'll code the program. Okay, so I'll just take the length of the string in some variable. Length of the string. Okay, then I'll run a for loop. So I have not told you about for loop till now, but I'm sure you must already be aware of for loops. So for loop is used to, so if I run a for loop from 1 to 5, it will basically run everything inside that loop 5 times. Okay, range. Now I'll declare two variables here. Player 1 equals to 0, player 2 equals to 0. If mm, st if the string of I in A E I O U. So here what I'm checking is if the character is one among these character A E I O U. What I'll do is I'll do player one plus player one equals two. So here I am actually counting the number of strings that player one has made. Okay, player one equal to player one plus we have the length of the string here minus I. Okay, else player two equals to. Okay, so we have the number of strings for player one in this player one variable and the number of strings for player two in player two variable. So what I'll do is I'll just compare player one with player two. So if player one is greater than player two, what I'll do is I'll print. So the output format looks like this. You have to print the name of the person who won the game and how many strings has he has made. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll print. So player one was Kevin and number of strings he has made. So I'll just use percentage D here and percentage player one. Okay. Else if player two is greater than player one, I'll print Stuart and number of games he has won. Else, I'll just print draw. Okay, let's run this program. Okay, there is okay. So in the Python we have else if elif. Okay, okay, expected output. Okay, we need to return it here. We have to print it outside the for loop. So, so there would be few things that doesn't make sense to you right now. Maybe you might not understand what is a for loop or what is a if condition. So we'll be covering it in the next sections, and we'll be also solving a few questions around a for loop and the control statements. See, now it works fine. Okay, cool. So anyone has any question till now? Okay, okay. So there are no questions. So I would finish the session for now. And what I'll do is, for today's session, the assignment will be posted on the Discord server also, and I'll also put the assignment in the YouTube in the description of this YouTube video. Okay, cool. So from tomorrow, we will be having the classes daily at 8 p.m. on weekdays. The classes will happen till March 5th, and we will be covering all the basic concepts of Python and solving some algorithm questions using Python. And at the end of the course, we will be developing a game, Hangman. And we will also discuss the code of Hangman that you guys have coded. Okay. So, yeah. So I'll end the session for today, and we'll meet tomorrow again at the same time. And if you like this video, please share it with other people also, your college mates. uh, Share it on your WhatsApp, LinkedIn, anywhere. Just share and subscribe to our channel.